to the Fantasy Footballers Podcast with your hosts, Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike Wright.
Oh, welcome in.
Just a man.
We got a new host. How we doing? I'm back. Mostly. I just had to take a day off for, what was this? You said
I said you had a
follicular?
A follicle emergency.
Where did that come from?
Dude,
yeah, that's where it came
you
from.
understand
Put the
that
hat back on.
sometimes you sit in that seat and you just
Things
say
just come out your mouth?
Yeah,
Welcome into the Fantasy Footballers.
it happens.
No follicle emergencies here.
I couldn't tell him the truth.
Jason has some on his upper lip.
Oh, I have a big yes, I do. Ooh. It's funny. You forget how you look. Like everyone forgets how you look.
Yeah.
I wish I could forget how you look.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is that I forget how I look because the Cam Scadaboo mustache from the Halloween episode, it doesn't just go away. It takes time to grow back, and so yeah, it is one of those things where I'm walking around, I'm living life, I'm just in the house or whatever, and I turn the corner and
catch a reflection.
My family sees me and they give me this look, and I'm like, what? And I go, oh yeah, sorry.
It's the "you're disgusting, Dad"?
Yeah, it's the what are you doing?
The side effects of the Halloween show have it's happened to all of us.
Yep.
Well, except for Mike. He never shaves for the Halloween show. But he did get himself painted up, and I'm guessing that took a while to come off.
No, actually,
It was fine?
No, it was,
okay.
it was-
Well, you know.
Well, I had the wife knew what my outfit was, and she's like, "You should bring these with you."
Makeup remover?
Yeah,
Oh, that's smart.
and then
I remember
if I didn't have those, that would have been on my face all day.
I remember Taylor Swift, and I remember Batman, where I shaved my face,
yes.
and
Batman was great.
and the mask was too tight.
Oh yeah. That was I know that you get all the love for the Taylor Swift and the blue medical tent as deserved. The blue medical tent.
It was.
It will never be beat.
It
It will
my
never be
favorite.
beat.
It is my favorite.
But the Batman is my favorite.
Because I was
you were squeezed in
marshmallow
the
face.
Batman. It was
It didn't fit.
The Stay Puft Man in a Batman
I
costume.
think I weighed a few more pounds, shaved the face, and paid the price.
Oh.
So, welcome into the show. You know what I said. I said I wasn't going to come back here and host the show again unless my Cardinals got a W on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
I love this team. I tell you what. Kyler at his best is probably a better quarterback in the NFL from what we've seen. We've seen Kyler be a peak quarterback before.
We have.
It's
been a couple of years.
It's been a long time, but unquestionably Jakobi Brissett's better for this offense. I mean, the Cardinals have hope on third down. The Cardinals can pass the ball down the field in the in the middle of the field.
The
Marvin
best
Harrison
example,
matters.
The best example last night, and they talked about it on the broadcast, was the pocket was just collapsing around Brissett. The offensive line was pushed back into him. He didn't scramble out or buy more time. He just stood in and knew he was going to take a hit, but let the route downfield develop, and he threw a strike. I think that was the Michael Wilson.
Oh, that play was amazing.
It was
That play
awesome,
amazing.
and it was like the truth is, Kyler would never have stood in that pocket to allow any routes to develop. So the play would have been a catastrophe instead of a masterpiece.
The Cardinals have lost 16-15, 23-20, 22-21. 31-27 with Brissett against Indianapolis in Indianapolis with a pass to McBride on the goal line to win the game. Then they lose against Green Bay in just narrow fashion. And then they beat Dallas at home. I don't know what they are, but I know that I'm really happy that Marvin Harrison matters for fantasy. Trey McBride has scored 4 times for fantasy with Jakobi Brissett in 3 games. Jakobi Brissett is doing something that we love. We love it when Joe Flacco does it. We love it when Jameis Winston does it. We love it when these backups come in there with a veteran gunslinger mentality and just execute an offense. And then Jonathan Gannon comes out today and says nothing has changed and Kyler's our starter. But I don't believe it. I don't believe you.
It's really hard to make that move. I think nothing has changed.
His foot is getting more sore by the day.
100%. Nothing has changed means Kyler is the starter when I determine his foot is ready.
Yeah, it's wild. They play Seattle next week.
Career high in receptions for Marvin Harrison Jr. I believe he had
Coincidence?
He had 5 targets in the first quarter.
Yeah, 10 on the game. It should have had 2 more catches. Jakobi missed him on a couple easy ones. It was.
I'll tell you this, man. So I lost my matchup. I think we had mentioned what I needed the stack versus Jakobi Meyers, Jakobi Brissett. Jakobi Brissett playing against him usually not a terrifying thing. I have talked about all season how much I love the Cowboys defense because I've got that Dak CD stack. That's my favorite thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was not my favorite thing last night. It was terrible.
I have terrible news for you as well, Jason.
Oh, no.
The Cowboys made a trade.
Oh, no.
To solidify
defense.
To solidify the defense.
It's fixed.
Oh, no. I still have the Dak CD stack. I want their defense to suck.
No, it's fixed now.
What'd they do?
They got a linebacker from the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, that'll do it.
But it was a guy that they had benched.
So the fix for the Cowboys is to go after maybe the only worst defense out there and be like, that's our dude.
A guy
Incredible.
who had been benched.
We had heard before the game that a trade had been made to help bolster their defense. And then when I found out that they're getting a linebacker from the Bengals, whew.
It's these are legendary defenses when it comes to points given up. The most total yards allowed by a defense. Cincinnati's on pace to set the all-time record for most yards ever allowed by a defense. And Dallas is on pace to be the 6th worst of all time. So 2 legendary defenses. And here's the thing. The Cardinals defense was great. They slowed down Dak. Dak did not have a great game.
They got their first-round draft pick from this year. This was his first game. He hadn't played yet. He got injured, and he had a very nice showing.
Looked great.
The defense had already been pretty good this season. That had not been the weakness of the Cardinals, but adding a first-rounder matters.
Javonte had 83 yards on the ground but fumbled at the end. CeeDee Lamb, 7 for 85. Pickens, 6 for 79. Ferguson had a fumble as well, was 5 for 50. It was okay. And there you go. And 7 for 96 and 1 for Marvin Harrison. And there's your Monday Night Football game. Let's talk some news.
News and notes from around the league, presented by Progressive Insurance.
I mean, I guess if you didn't report on it yesterday, I did listen to the show. I heard about the eunuch. I heard about Rico Dowdle, the eunuch.
The Unsullied.
You renamed him?
Yeah, he's a warrior. He's an awesome, you know what I mean? Like,
so if you're a eunuch warrior, you're an Unsullied.
That's just
he's
if
not
you watch
talking
Game
to
of Thrones,
he's not talking to the
He's
little
not
birdies.
the spider or whatever. Yeah,
the worm. No, yeah, the worm was.
The worm was an Unsullied.
No, the spider.
No,
right?
we're talking about the
It's been a long time.
Yeah,
the bald
this
guy,
is a very
the bald
bald guy.
eunuch guy, who was
No,
always
no,
talking to the birdies.
Yeah, not that one.
Varys.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Varys was his
I don't know, man. But I was gonna say, I lost the water bowl.
You did.
I lost the water
did.
bowl.
You did.
It was very
And-
tight into last night.
Yeah,
It
I
was,
scored a bunch of points. And it still
was
didn't
a
matter.
ton of fun.
So I'm probably getting wet. All right. The Packers did formally announce that Tucker Kraft is out for the year with a torn ACL. You guys talked about it yesterday.
Boo.
This sucks. I mean, part of the and sometimes I feel like I have to say it. The second half sleeper pick of Jordan Love. It was about him getting weapons back.
Yeah.
It was about getting Christian Watson back, about getting Matthew Golden more involved in the offense, about getting Jaden Reed back in a couple weeks.
Tucker Kraft had just come back.
Yeah, and now you lose Tucker Kraft and you lose Matthew Golden. It takes a lot of confidence away from Jordan Love for me. Even this weekend, there's just this offense is going to do, to me, it resorts to what it does best when it needs to, and that's going to be Josh Jacobs.
Matthew Golden's been lost since preseason.
He's got an injury though now.
Yeah. They did say it is day to day, not week to week. So good news.
And then they did talk about Jaden Reed recently. Matt LaFleur saying he's getting healthier. Is he close? But would I say he's close? What is close? That's what he said.
Oh my God.
So that's kind of the vibes right now with Amari and Hampton too.
What does that
Amari
word
and
even
Hampton,
mean?
so they said they're not going to even open his window to return until after the Week 12 bye week. So, we're going into Week 10. So that's 10, 11, 12. That's 3 weeks gone. And then you open the window, hopefully, but it's a 21-day window. That doesn't mean that they're not going to have him practice for a week or two before putting him back on the field. Maybe they open it and put him right back in. We see teams approach it differently, but you're not having him for another month. And worse news,
Much worse.
their left tackle star, Joe Alt, their former right tackle star who had to go to left tackle star because the left tackle star got injured, and now he's out for the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think Justin Herbert's going to get that quick running game thing going the rest of the season. I mean, if you have a collapsing pocket and he has his mobility back, which he clearly does, it was something we talked about before the year, he may have to run more, but it also means that you may have some variability on production for that team on the offense in general.
You could definitely see, he'll overcome it most of the time, but there will be a game or two where it's a really low floor now. So he's a scarier start because should a defense take advantage of this beat-up offensive line without a running game, it really changes his range of outcomes to be able to be more negative.
With Lamar Jackson missing the time he has this year,
And Jaden.
Justin Herbert is the leader in rushing yards at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Josh Allen, what are you doing
I believe
up there?
it's
how
scrambling
is that?
yards. I think it's.
Yeah, that can't be true.
I don't know what you're reading, but I know.
I mean,
Josh,
Kyle's saying it's
Josh
true.
Allen's at 280.
Yeah, so 305 is the leader right now. Because, I mean, I think Jackson Dart would obviously be there if he had played the whole season. It's
Yes.
just working out right now. Herbert is ahead. Puka Nacua scheduled to have a scan for the rib injury he suffered.
Dart's already at 251.
Yeah, Puka Nacua, they're optimistic. Hopefully the ribs are okay. Samaje Perine week to week for the Bengals. Let's see if we can get Chase Brown to 27 targets a game.
they're going on the bye week, which is good news. Did you guys see what happened with Chase Brown and his? So he made comments after the game.
I watched those comments.
But did you see what the head coach said about those comments?
Oh,
I did not. But I'm guessing
He was-
knowing Zach Taylor, he's probably not.
He was
happy.
not happy about it, and he literally said, well, if Chase Brown, he basically, I'm paraphrasing here, but what he said was, if Chase Brown played a perfect game, that's one thing to talk about, but he made some big mistakes, and I talked to Chase Brown, I was very unhappy with it, and it won't happen again.
Yeah, I mean, you could see Chase Brown trying not to say things
Yeah.
in his eyes, and then they just came out.
It's got to be frustrating, man.
You mean
scored
giving
that-
up 40-something points a game?
Yeah.
Yeah, your defense matters. What is got to be a little frustrating for Cincinnati is you spent the entire offseason with the Hendrickson situation. You're like, oh gosh, I'll write the check. That'll fix this defense. Kayshon Boutte day-to-day with the hamstring injury. Kyle Williams should settle down and get more opportunities.
Hey.
Kyle is,
All right.
Mike is a big Kyle Williams supporter.
I am.
Aaron Glenn says Garrett Wilson will practice this week.
That's great
So
news.
will Tyrod Taylor.
Oh, man.
Hasn't named a starting quarterback.
Oh, did you see that one? That interview with Aaron Glenn
I did
this
not.
week
Talking about the quarterback?
about the quarterback.
No.
It is. I almost shared it in Slack this morning, Mike,
let
just
me
for you.
guess. Let me guess real quick because I haven't
Take-
seen it.
Yep.
I'm assuming Aaron Glenn came across as a very experienced head coach, easily handling that question from the media.
Perfect. You're slightly off.
Okay, tell me where I
So
went
he
wrong.
kind of had to go back and forth with the person, the journalist asking, will they name a starter? He's like, no, competitive advantage. And it's like, well, isn't there something about giving optimism and confidence to the quarterback being named the starter? Is that not helpful? He's like, the confidence is the conversation I have with the quarterback, not what I have with you. And he's like, okay, different question. What is the advantage? Like you say you're holding on to this
Are we
to have
digging into
a
this?
competitive advantage.
Okay.
And so he says, so what is that competitive advantage? He goes, that's in my mind.
Oh,
It's like, that's for me to know
Excuse
something
me?
like that. It was like,
Excuse
dude,
me?
I was watching this going, you are.
That's for me to know and you to find out.
It was a cringy.
My guy.
It was cringy. It was like
Dude.
It was like I was watching with fingers over the face. Like Meet the Falkers type.
Yeah, he's on his way out.
Where don't they get media training?
No, they definitely don't.
Quinshon Judkins practicing on Monday. That's good news. Part of our waiver show today was going to be Dylan Sampson and where he slots in. Cedric Tillman designated to return from the hamstring injury. Nobody cares. I mean, you just don't right now with this offense.
No, for fantasy, you cannot care.
Kyle Shanahan said the team will not open Brandon Ayuk's 21-day window this week, so he's not back yet, and then Marvin Mims didn't practice. That was News and Notes, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions. Did you guys make the Falcon do the disclaimers yesterday when I was gone?
No, we did not.
I mean, he is so capable of filling in if you need him in the future.
It's good to know. I'm going to have to remember that.
Yeah, he loves it.
He's a linguist.
By the way, I'm sure you mentioned it, but we have a signed James Cook jersey giveaway going on right now.
We did talk about that yesterday.
At footclangiveaway.com if you want to get in there. We'll take a break. We'll jump into the waiver wire.
From Curtis 50 Cent Jackson and the executive producers of Power comes the final season of Force. Tommy Egan is back, and he's going all in. Turf wars, betrayal, and chaos erupt. Will he finally become the kingpin of Chicago? Don't miss the explosive season premiere on November 7th, only on Starz and the Starz app.
Lowe's knows Sundays are for football, so tackle your home improvement projects by Saturday and earn your Sunday with great deals on Cobalt power tools, Pit Boss grills, LG appliances, and more. Then, once your to-do list is done, get ready to kick back, relax, and enjoy the game. Shop in-store or online now and earn your Sunday with help from Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
All right, guys, I hope you have some profound things to say.
I got really good takes.
Yeah, the running back position is a little sketch.
The Waiver Wire, presented by Jimmy John's.
All right, here it is. Here's your flamethrower hot take.
Oh, boy.
This is a real bad week for waiver wire running backs.
My piece of advice I would give if you need a start this week from the wire at running back, not for there's a lot of good insurance options, but if you need someone to start, my advice is good luck. Good luck. Not happening.
Yeah, this is.
I was really hoping Kyle Monungai's his roster percentage was low enough to be number one here. Which, please check. I mean, it's like in the 70s. So Kyle Monungai, what a game! Did you guys get to talk about that very much?
We did a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't probably make enough of it because he was outstanding. Obviously, if he's on waivers, pick him up.
I'm just trying to cheat code this thing, bro.
Yeah.
The names on this list are not. It's not good this week. You have some bye weeks. You're
grabbing a policy.
Yeah, it's all
week.
insurance.
It's all insurance, guys, this week.
You guys talked about Blake Corum.
As of right now.
He got opportunities, 13 for 58, because they put people away, and that's when he gets those chances.
And we've seen him used around the goal line. So, I mean, I will say this. If you really do need a start from the waivers, what you should look at is touchdown opportunities. None of these guys are going to go out without an unexpected injury week of.
I have the worst number one name for that list.
The worst? Better than Blake Corum?
Yes.
Oh, let me hear it.
It's the monitoring of Ramondre and the starting of Terrell Jennings.
Oh, yeah, because he was used around the goal line.
Yeah, I mean,
we talked about that. He had the only carry inside the 5, small sample, but
I'm looking at this list. Look, I was out on Brashard Smith last week, and he got nothing. They're not using him. Bashal Tootin, Hart, I mean, maybe.
I thought that's who you were going to say.
I mean, this is the
they
tier
go to him
we're
at the
in.
goal line.
Maybe what you actually look at here in a name that we need to have enter the conversation is Amari DiMercado.
Yeah.
Because if they don't bring Trey Benson back for Arizona, which he's not eligible to return until week 10, and we're going into week 10, right?
Yep.
So we don't have news.
And his recovery timeline was a bit longer.
He should not be. Yeah, Trey Benson should not be available this week.
The Cardinals' best running back last night was Amari DiMercado. The play-action game is what works for this offense right now. We saw it last night. So maybe that's going to enter the conversation as a really relevant name.
I think he's a name that should be brought up because there's deep leagues out there where you got to take some sort of chance, some sort of swing. I think it's brutal. with the Cardinals. It would be. I thought we were trending towards a path of like, yeah, Bam Knight will for sure get the majority of the opportunities and the snaps. It moved away from that. I mean,
he narrowly missed a touchdown.
Yeah, no, DeMarcado looks great. It just is. It wouldn't next week. Maybe it's Bam Knight. Next week, maybe it's Michael Carter. The fact that it could be 3 guys, where I thought we had narrowed it down, leads me.
Devin Singletary splitting work for the Giants.
Yeah, I'm more open to Devin Singletary than, or I guess the Singletary floor is going to be better than the DeMarcado floor. I think
if you're, but I don't think the ceiling is
correct. Yeah.
If you're picking up an Aaron Glenn level of lack of conviction, it's because we don't have a lot of conviction around these running backs. We have waiver rankings on the site. I think DeMarcado is near the top of mine. Jennings, both of those guys completely unrostered. Both of them can be added. If you need to pick someone up, both can be picked up. Singletary, Dylan Sampson's really not on the radar for me this week with Judkins practicing on Monday.
Yeah, I mean, I still would be in on Dylan Sampson because now if Judkins plays, we've seen Dylan Sampson basically disappear. This is not like a committee situation. But the fact that you are dealing with an AC joint sprain, like if you have to pick someone up and play him, there's 2 avenues to success. You get a touchdown or the starter gets injured. And so if I'm going to look at, well, how could a starter get injured? Well, take one that is already injured and dealing with it that could be knocked out of the game again. So he's definitely still on my radar. But
if
then
you have Judkins, you should really pick him up.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, the Judkins manager should be the guy picking up Sampson in every league because you're not going to throw a ton of money at Dylan Sampson right now, but the Judkins manager should because then you've got the confidence that you have a running back start. They're playing against the Jets, who have not looked good. And then you're just going to golden ticket insurance options, which to me, like Tank Bigsby, would be maybe top of that list.
Yeah, I'm searching
down.
right now. I haven't heard anything about Barkley since the
he
injury,
was
whatever it was 2 weeks ago.
Was it a?
Yeah, it was a groin.
He could have come back in that game.
They said that.
Yeah.
So I think he is okay. But yeah, this is the time you want to make sure you're protecting yourself so you don't end up in the situation right now that you might need a start, right? If you got that guy and your guy gets hurt, you don't need to listen to this part of the show because you're prepared. And there's names like that. You know?
all these names in order plus more are on the Ultimate Dashboard. So go to the Fantasy Footballers and use the tools next to your leagues and find your guys.
Also, drop candidates this week, which I don't think we're going to say to drop any of them because of the way the waiver wire looks. But
right.
I mean, it's worth mentioning. Jakobi Meyers right now is. He hasn't had a rush over 11 yards in the last month. He's averaging 3.1 a carry. He doesn't have a carry inside the 5, and they lost their quarterback.
And they played Detroit this week.
I mean, JCM is a bench.
Oh, he's a definite.
I would
bench.
not drop him.
And Tony Pollard at this point, with the emergence of Tajay Spears, with Pollard's rumored trade deadline involvement, it's a better play to play Spears right now.
You might. Yeah, I mean, you might be right that Spears is a better play than Pollard, but Pollard's a better play than almost all those waiver wire names.
I agree.
We said 12, 13, 12 when it comes to opportunities per game.
Pollard and Spears were like identical last week.
Yeah, I mean, Spears, though, in the last 4 weeks,
Spears
7,
just
6,
more
16, and
explosive.
8. Yeah, they're very similar.
I
they're
agree
going
that
on
Spears
by,
has
though.
looked good, but Pollard had a couple runs.
Oh, then he is not a better
week
play this week.
Where I thought Pollard looked pretty good.
We are getting breaking news.
Hey!
Breaking news.
Oh, man, I don't know how to feel about this.
The Raiders are trading wide receiver Jakobi Meyers to the Jacksonville Jaguars in exchange for a 4th and 6th round picks.
Wow.
This is, literally yesterday you guys talked about it. Brian Thomas Jr. is hurt. Travis Hunter's on IR. Diami Brown is hurt. And P.J. Washington's this last man standing.
Interesting.
And now Jakobi Meyers is a member of the Jaguars and should get some targets.
Oh, yeah, for sure. This is bad news for Parker Washington, although really it might be bad news for Brian Thomas. I mean, making this
on the severity of the injury.
Exactly.
No, it was rumored high ankle sprain, right?
Yeah, I thought I saw that. And then what do you do on the Raiders side?
Oh, Brock Bowers.
Well,
they're
yeah,
like, we don't need
obviously.
any wide receivers.
I got bad news that Brock Bowers is not on your waiver wire. I'm saying, like, is Trey Tucker more interesting now.
He is more interesting, but you also, you just have to understand, like, he plays every snap. He already was playing every snap. He was already out there all the time. Jakobi Meyers was not making a huge impact. Jack Besh will get more snaps.
Jack Besh, I don't know if you guys realized.
Oh, he did not play.
He did not get snaps because Tyler Lockett
Oh,
was brought in.
That's right. I forgot about Tyler Lockett.
What you doing?
Who came in and had a good block that opened up a touchdown. So,
But I'm just saying,
veteran savvy.
I mean, Thornton didn't get snaps either.
the way that the season is going for the Raiders, how are you not playing your second-round wide receiver and you're playing Tyler Lockett?
Because Tyler Lockett played for your coach.
Right, but I
don't.
sorry, it was. I know what the answer is, but the answer is unacceptable.
Do not play any of them this week. Don't play a wide receiver for them.
Unacceptable.
They play Denver on Thursday.
Yeah, no.
You watch from the sideline.
Bowers and Genty.
Tucker's the only one that you could play in desperation state because he plays every snap. All the other guys, Thornton, Besh didn't play. Lockett played 30% of snaps. Brock Bowers is A, B, C, and D on this team.
Yeah, and you did have more targets going Genty's way, so this could be good news for Genty.
Yes. Alvin Kamara. People have asked me a lot on Twitter, can I cut Alvin Kamara?
For who?
Yeah.
Like for who?
You know what's crazy is the last 2 weeks. I think he is banged up. I remember he got hurt. I think it was in the Chicago game, and he hasn't missed any time as far as he hasn't missed games, but he's missed snaps. I mean, he was playing 70-80% of snaps most of the season, and now the last 2 weeks, 51%, 59% of snaps. So whether that's dealing with injury, whether that's I mean, I don't know. It's not like they're trying to get some other guy involved, like Devin Neal or whoever.
Right.
He didn't get the reception bump we thought could happen with Chuck.
He
had one catch.
His target share, I believe, went up.
3 targets.
Yeah, they didn't throw the ball.
They threw the ball like
at all.
20-something times.
Yeah,
And
I don't
also
care about
remember,
target share. I care about target totals in that
game,
offense.
Remember in this game that the Rams utterly dominated. This was a farce of a game where the Saints couldn't do anything, didn't have the ball much. I would certainly not throw Alvin Kamara away to waivers, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as it was this last week for Tyler Suck's first start.
Woody Marks, 13 opportunities, 27 yards last week.
I wouldn't drop him.
Don't drop him. Wide receiver waiver pickups. We talked about Jaden Reed. They're working to get him back. He is.
But what is close, man?
But what is close?
What is anything?
Who can say what close means?
Yeah.
It's all in my head. It's all in my brain. There's a chance Jaden Reed matters at the end of this season.
There is a chance. I will agree with that.
I mean, you talked about Golden wasn't getting targeted a lot, now hurt. Tucker Kraft gone. I did not get to hear if you guys talked about Luke Musgrave. We'll talk about it in the waiver section for tight ends. I don't have the confidence that he'll be a major player in this offense. The yard after catch ability of Tucker Kraft was what was special. And
yeah, Musgrave is not Tucker Kraft.
No. And so to me, there's a place where Jaden Reed, if he is somehow on your waiver wire and you can tuck him on your IR and you can wait towards the end of the season, we see injuries every week, guys. They devastate teams. And there's a chance that Jaden Reed, who has been very good at the end of seasons before, is back. I don't know if you agree or disagree, but
I agree. I just think if you've got an IR league, he's probably not sitting on waivers. If he is, then might as well. He's not going to take up a bench spot.
My league of record team is in desperate need of a third IR spot. I am going to have to keep an out Jaden Daniels on my bench.
Yeah, I mean, so I would imagine if that's the case, you might have a more important out player than Jaden Reed.
Reed is 36% roster, believe it or not. Cedric Tillman, we talked about it. Noah Brown, eligible to return in Week 11. I don't know why he's on here. Travis
because
Hunter,
we got to
Week 13,
report the
Mike
news.
Evans, Week 13. Free agent pickups, I still think Parker Washington.
Yeah.
Did we say PJ earlier?
No, I don't think so.
Parker Washington, 8 for 90 last week with Brian Thomas Jr. there. It's almost his third game with double-digit targets.
The Jakobi edition does not change anything of how I'm looking at Parker Washington. He's important to this coaching staff and to this offense, and you have to accept that that's what they're doing. So you follow those targets.
Yeah, and I don't think Parker Washington's going to be a rest of season revelation, but right now while they need him, and Brian Thomas seemingly with this trade is probably not going to play is how I would view it without more information right now going into waiver wire day. So honestly, the Jakobi Meyers thing might be good for Parker Washington. It might allow Parker to not just be like, okay, this is the last guy we got to guard. Now, would you rather have Parker Washington or someone like Alec Pierce?
Alec Pierce is my number one wide receiver pickup this week.
Okay, so better quarterback, better offense, and he's been getting it done.
Did you see the target totals last week
Oh, I mean, because they were
for Alec Pierce?
Yeah, they were getting throttled.
I mean, two of the last
I think
three
him
games,
and Pittman had double-digit targets.
he was at 13, averaging 19.2 a catch. He is 12th in yards per game at the wide receiver position. He is such a good fit with Daniel Jones in this offense, and it's close between those two for me. I probably do what you did, which is to lean on the side of the better quarterback and offense that I have confidence in. But I think both of those, I mean, unlike the running back position, both of those guys are very, very viable.
Mm-hmm.
They're both under 30% roster.
There's actually, I think, a handful of decent waiver. There's a good waiver wire week for wide receivers. I think Darius Slayton is a must add on.
I agree.
On rosters. 2 weeks ago, he got that touchdown that was egregiously called back for a phantom call. I mean, back-to-back weeks, that would have been relevance. He's out there 90% of the time.
I mean, he dropped a touchdown this week.
Yeah, I mean,
that is kind of
yeah, he's known to do that, but he is seemingly the number one target, certainly when it comes to valuable targets on this team, not just like screen game,
line
of scrimmage stuff. And
he plays Chicago.
Darts looked great. Yeah, the matchup against Chicago is good so long as the wind is okay in the Windy City.
I will say because I like Josh Downs too with Alec Pierce. If it matters to you, it is an international game. They've kind of been doo-doo for fantasy value over the course of this year. So if that's part of your
except
analysis,
the Rams. You
I'm
got to
saying-
show up late. That's the secret.
I'm saying for the most part.
you know why
The Rams showed up the night before, and we're like, we're fine. No
they
jet
put a lot
lag.
of crappy teams over there, Mike. When the good teams play over there, they play better. But when it's Jacksonville and Cleveland,
that could be an issue as well.
Torrey Horton, are you chasing 2 touchdowns from Horton?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not chasing 2 touchdowns. I am chasing a rookie potentially breaking out. Obviously, this came while Cooper Kupp was injured, and I don't know how long Cooper Kupp will be out, but this is a player who has flashed so much. He flashed in training camp. He flashed in preseason. He flashed on special teams with
That's a lot of
touchdowns early in
flashing,
the
Jason.
season. I
It's
mean,
a little
he's-
too much for me.
he is
Yeah.
basically
Gets sent
just
to jail
wearing
for
an
that much.
overcoat. That's it.
Yeah.
And he's just running around being like, touchdown, oh, touchdown, look at this, touchdown.
It's the post. I know the Cooper Kupp injury lined up, but post bye week rookie up to 73% of the snaps, and looks like he belongs. And Seattle should be changing. It's rational coaching. It's a fallacy, but he looks like he should be playing that allotment of snaps every single week.
I like it. I like him if Kupp is not playing.
Most years there is a second half rookie wide receiver breakout in the last 5 years in the modern NFL, and that you don't necessarily see coming. And this is one where it's like you've seen those shows of brilliance, and Sam Darnold looks great. Sam Darnold through his first 8 games is beating every metric of Sam Darnold through his first 8 games last year when he was legit for the Vikings. And there's also opportunity here from a play standpoint. Like Cooper Kupp's injury, sure, it's much easier to determine Torrey Horton would be better when Cooper Kupp is not there and the snaps are more guaranteed for Horton. But also beating out an elder Cooper Kupp to just earn more snaps while he's healthy, that could happen.
There's actually a handful of rookies worth talking about.
Yeah.
Beyond Horton, I mean, Tez Johnson comes back off the bye. I don't think they're any healthier in terms of their wide receiver group, and Tez Johnson has been heavily involved.
Playing at home against New England, that's probably going to have a high over-under.
What about the Denver wide receivers when you look at Troy Franklin, who's still rostered in over 50% of leagues, or the emerging Pat Bryant, who, look, he didn't do a lot production-wise, but his snaps are at an all-time high. Another rookie that you could see getting more opportunities in the second half.
Yeah, the Troy Franklin, I mean, he's getting targeted way too much. I think he has more targets than Courtland Sutton. And what I mean, he's being targeted way too much for him to be available in almost half of of fantasy football leagues. Pat Bryant and Kyle Williams, I kind of lump those two guys together because it's a deeper league stash. You're hoping that they start to earn more and more opportunity. Kyle Williams, I think, will be directly linked should Booty miss time. Like Vrabel has already talked about, Kyle Williams would be the guy who would step up into that role of trying to stretch the field. And Kyle Williams does have juice. Can he play in the NFL? That's TBD right now, but an opportunity this weekend could be coming up.
Yeah, Troy Franklin
against Tampa Bay, that's not scary in the secondary.
I would much rather. I know I'm the Troy Franklin guy, but
I would rather
much
have
Troy Franklin than Pat Bryant. 21% versus 20% of the target share. So 41% of the targets are going to Courtland Sutton and Troy Franklin on the season. They both have 19% of the receiving yards for the Broncos. I mean, it seems obviously Marvin Mims has missed some time, so that could change and it could go down. Certainly Courtland Sutton is the 1, but it seems that Troy Franklin is the 2 for this team. It's going to be inconsistent, and the Broncos' offense has been inconsistent. I mean, which Bo Nix is showing up each week. But, yeah, I agree. Franklin should not be on waivers.
Drop candidates, Keon Coleman. I think you can drop him.
Yeah. I think you can.
Terry McLaurin, if you have no IR spots left.
Yeah.
The odds of him being super relevant, almost zero with Jaden Daniels out, and this injury could last another 4 weeks. If you don't have IR spots for Terry McLaurin, I think you got to move on and get ready for your playoffs. You disagree?
No. I do agree. If you're not,
I would hate to drop him.
It would feel bad, but this
if Parker Washington can help me now.
No, I get it, and he's not. It's like Keon Coleman. Yeah, great.
Farewell.
Go get somebody else. Terry McLaurin, it would be tougher.
Matthew Golden, Brian Thomas Jr.
Matthew Golden can be cut. Brian Thomas. I think we need some more information. I want to hear it confirmed he has a high ankle sprain.
You cannot cut Brian Thomas simply because his name garners enough that you could trade him.
Oh, you
could get value even if if you're worried about the injury or his play. I mean, he hasn't been good this year.
Yeah, he's crazy, man. I mean, we were right on the cusp of potentially a complete changeover to Travis Hunter. Like, I think Travis Hunter, I mean, everything from the team, everything from the beat writers, everything from the coaching staff, it was all going to be built around Travis Hunter, and then we lose him to a practice injury. And it would have been nice to see that, at least see what happens.
Yeah, I agree.
And then, with Matthew Golden, you don't want to know the list of first-round rookie wide receivers over the last decade without a touchdown in the first 8 games, because that's what Matthew Golden is. Kevin White.
Oh, yeah, he was a bust.
Rashad Perryman.
Bust.
Devontae Parker. Aguilar, Treadwell,
Ooh.
Dotson, Mike Williams for the Chargers, John Ross, Corey Davis. It's pretty much all the biggest busts you've ever heard. So
except huge.
Except for Quentin Johnson. Yeah.
And Mike Williams.
I still am going to remember that wide open screen or the slant route.
Oh, where he just ran out of it. He didn't even try.
Oh, no. That one, yes. But I was going to say the one that Jordan Love missed him on when he was just standing in the middle of the field. Didn't he know about the stat? All right, we're going to take a break and talk tight ends. I want to hear your thoughts on Luke Musgrave and some of the other options this week, including a true dog in Colston Loveland. What's up, Foot Clan? Olipop is a new kind of soda with high fiber and 2 to 5 grams of sugar per can. And Olipop's latest collaboration is with Paramount Pictures, introducing Pineapple Paradise, the pineapple-iest soda from Bikini Bottom, inspired by SpongeBob's iconic home. The new limited-time flavor comes in 5 collectible SpongeBob can designs, and you never know which design you're going to get. The SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants, opens December 19th, only in theaters. Look, I love soda. We all love soda. I grew up drinking soda. It was our special pizza night thing, and then you become addicted to it. But the sugar, it's not good for you. I'm a big fan of Olipop. It's low sugar soda. You get the fizz. You get to enjoy it. I love cherry vanilla. That's my favorite flavor. And now they've got the brand new Pineapple Paradise, which I've already had. It's very, very good. And you can get $2 off a 4-pack of Olipop. Go to drinkolipop.com/footballers. Works on any flavor of 4-pack, including SpongeBob. Any retailer, it works there too. And Olipop is sold online at drinkolipop.com and Amazon and available in almost 50,000 retailers nationwide, including Costco, Walmart, Target, Publix, Whole Foods, Kroger, and H-E-B.
All right. We are in the heart of the fantasy season, and the injuries are already piling up. ACLs, stingers, and turf toes, oh my. In fact, the only thing right now that feels good is having the perfect backup ready to go. So wouldn't it be great if you had a perfect backup in real life too? With Progressive, you get more than just a policy. You get a playbook full of coverage options that you can count on for your home or for your auto. You want to customize your protection? No problem. You can build your coverage just like your fantasy team, making sure you got the right players in every position and a backup plan when you need it most. And when life throws an audible, like that fumble in the driveway or a hailstorm at home, Progressive is there with 24/7 support. Don't get caught without a great backup. Visit Progressive.com to quote today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party issuers. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to term, policy, limits, and conditions.
All right, tight ends. I will start with Colston Loveland. I didn't get to come in here yesterday and react to the studs episode. Amazing call by Mike last week with Loveland.
Thank you.
There are plays that can transform a person from a cat to a dog, a single play. And when 4 players are trying to tackle you in the middle of the field, you break all of those tackles and you go into the end zone. You're a dog, Jason. You're a dog.
He's Catston Dogland, okay?
Catston Dogland?
He's Catston
Dogland. So you just
Dogland.
get to choose based on the...
Right now, he's
Catston Dogland.
That's
Welcome
the best.
to the fantasy footballers.
That's the best I can give you.
That's weird.
Look, we talked about it yesterday. He had a phenomenal game, and that was an awesome play against the Cincinnati Bengals, who can't tackle anybody, and that's like the issue of all issues.
And
when you say he broke 4 guys' tackles, there were
oh my
4
gosh.
humans in the vicinity.
Yeah.
No, they hit him.
No, not 4 people.
Yes, they did.
Watch play.
I have the screenshot.
You
couple
have
people
a
hit him. I don't
screenshot.
think
Watch
4
the
hit
play.
him. But
the screenshot doesn't.
Here, let me ask
count?
you this,
No,
Jason.
it doesn't count because you're not watching the play and 4 people didn't hit him. There's facts in life.
Which weeks has Tyler Warren had over 100 receiving yards?
0.
Which weeks has Tyler Warren had multiple touchdowns?
Who would you rather have, Tyler Warren or Catston Dogland?
No, we're talking head-to-head dog. Like you're taking it away from him, and that was a monster game.
All right, there wasn't 4 guys.
He got hit
Not only
by
was there
2.
not 4 guys, but the 3 guys in the screenshot didn't all hit him. One guy hit him, the other guy spun him around.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
He's still dog.
It was
still a dog.
I don't want to be. I'm not trying to be
No, you
negative
hate him.
No, I don't hate Catston Dogland at all. I think that he has totally the potential to be good for fantasy, just like Meowson Taylor does. It's fine.
This is a top pick.
Yes, top 10 pick in the
this
NFL
was the
draft.
evidence that you need to see from a play.
And that
this
is
a
why they
playmaker.
drafted him. Exactly, a playmaker. If you watch the college tape on Colston Loveland, he was – I mean, there's a reason he was drafted in the top 10. Such an explosive athlete. He runs away from guys at his size and speed. You know, he was a wide receiver, an exceptional playmaker. He also only broke 6.8% forced missed tackles in college, 6.8%, which is an outrageous number for anyone that's drafted highly. Like Brock was like 25%, Bowers and Laporta and all these
Legitimate
top picks.
question for you.
Yeah.
I want to actually ask this. There's no agenda. The broken tackles. When you're a separator, when you're an athlete at tight end, do you have as many opportunities to break tackles as the ones that are always got a guy on their back? I mean, if a DB and I'm not getting separation is on me, I'm going to break that tackle 100% of the time. I'm asking the question because it's like
it makes sense. Some of that certainly comes into play, and also forced missed tackles are not the perfect indicator of fantasy success from college to the NFL. Like that's not necessarily. That's not one of the stats at that position that I specifically look to for fantasy success. I mean, there are plenty of examples of successful tight ends who weren't the dog mode type, that were the field stretching. Not everyone is Antonio Gates. Jimmy Graham and Antonio Gates are totally different play style players. Not everyone's going to be Gronk and that doesn't mean you can't have great fantasy success. My number one pickup at tight end right now is Colson Loveland. And I was, as a reminder, last week, Mike, your start of the week, I loved it for Colson Loveland. I was totally on board.
I just want you to admit you're wrong.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen until I am. And I will admit when I'm wrong, which is why I have called him Catston Dogland. I'm putting dog.
Okay, you got
I'm halfway there.
Toes in the pool.
Yeah, just checking the temperature.
Okay.
You got to do it.
Brooks.
You got to do it. You've got to do it against not the Bengals. Okay. If you break tackles against the Bengals, I'm not saying you're a dog yet.
Well, and now the Bengals lost one of their elite defenders to the Cowboys. If you put all the defensive players on the Cowboys and Bengals together, you could get a top 20 defense.
I think top 20.
Harold Fannin Jr. Coming off of the bye week. Don't ignore him. I still like him more than going after Musgrave. I brought up Theo Johnson last week. He is going to have opportunities for touchdowns the rest of the way. He is a good player. He will drop a pass or two every game.
Yes, he will.
But, when you're leaning on Darius Slayton and Wandale and Jackson Dart's doing whatever he can do.
He's very red light, green light right now.
Theo?
Yep.
Yeah,
and we would be on red
mostly
light.
Touchdowns or?
Mostly.
And
You had Bellinger
Bellinger
with a touchdown last week, so he's involved. What I'm excited about for Giants fans is just the whole Theo, Scat, Malik, Jackson Dart future.
Mm-hmm.
That is just so I love Jackson Dart. I really do. I think he's a great player.
He's the most electric player to he has the pull that you want to watch and see what he's going to do.
He's unequivocally a better quarterback right now than Cam Ward, obviously.
Yes, clearly.
It's just like Cam Ward's his number one overall pick and can't get it figured out. I still can't get the throwing motion for Cam Ward.
What is going on with that?
I guess
the whole
it's just
season.
it.
Is that how he threw in college?
When you throw the ball stupidly, it's fine if you're Phillip Rivers because with the production.
Yeah.
When you throw it stupidly and you can't, complete passes,
then we have to make fun of you.
Yeah. Another good pickup coming off of the bye, I think, is Cade Otton.
Yeah.
Cade Otton is, very necessary to the offense. He's not a guy that's going to go out there and score 15 points and be the number 3 tight end on the week. But he's
is that Cade Doggan? No, wait, I can't do that one.
But, he's a guy that can go out there and get 6 to 10 targets and PPR his way to plugging the tight end position on your leaky boat.
Defensive options coming off the bye. Cleveland gets the Jets.
Whoa.
Yes, please.
What about the advantage?
Yeah, they have no idea which quarterback they're going to play. It's a huge advantage to the Jets.
Has no idea who he's going to sack 5 times.
No, he can't. He can't plan on that. No, Cleveland. Dear goodness, I held them through the bye for this reason. They're the best defense in football, or one of the. They're also only 21% rostered because a lot of people don't carry both. So the Cleveland Browns, to me, are the number 1 team to pick up.
I think that's a great one. The Texans are available in about a third of leagues, and they're playing Jacksonville, who turns the ball over and has some wide receiver issues. If you want a team that is widely available, kind of a dirty nasty boy, the Carolina.
No, this is not dirty nasty at all.
The Carolina Panthers, they looked great against Green Bay at Lambeau last week, and they are at home against currently named Tyler Sucks, rookie who, the Saints just looked so outclassed last week. And obviously, I don't think the Panthers are in the tier of the Rams, but the Panthers,
it's a good defense.
They have won several games in a row in the Bryce Young games, and they're at home. So I would play them, and they're available in all your leagues because they're the Panthers.
No, I love it. The 5-4 Panthers, by the way.
Yeah.
The somehow get no credit. Everything goes to how bad Green Bay is, and nothing goes to how good Carolina is.
And the running game with Rico, that helps their defense tremendously.
Yeah, they're playing a time of possession game, and it worked, and it was awesome. So all the defensive waiver wire pickups also on the website. You can check out our list in order. All the waiver wire rankings are up there, thefantasyfootballers.com. That was this week's Waiver Wire, presented by Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's new toasted pizza sandwiches, available in 2 flavors, 3-cheese pizza sandwich and Sicilian pizza sandwich. Oh, that's good. At participating locations for a limited time while supplies last.
Full stream ahead.
I'm going to let you guys kick off our quarterback streaming segment because I like your picks way more than mine. So I like Jason's the most.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going Jackson Dart, in Chicago. He might be rostered, but if he's rostered, he is not your only quarterback. This is a decision of you've picked him up because he's looked good. This is the game to play him. He's the quarterback 3 in total fantasy points since becoming the starter in week 4, which is crazy. His rushing, we just talked about it. It's one of the top rushing quarterbacks in the league, and he hasn't been a starter until week 4. Since the takeover, the Giants offense ranks 9th in play success, 12th in points per drive, and they're tied for 4th in most total touchdowns scored. He runs the ball. Chicago's defense has not looked good. They are tied for dead last in yards per play allowed.
It's a tougher streaming week. Dart would be clearly at the top if he is somehow available. My suggestion right now, it's Michael Penix. He takes on Indianapolis. It didn't work out for Aaron Rodgers. It worked for the Steelers, though, that you're able to score on the Colts.
Penix had 3 touchdowns last week.
Yeah, he did that. They forced the ball to Drake London.
He only has 1 wide receiver.
He really.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
He doesn't have any other wideouts.
Well,
thank goodness.
They need to use Bijan a little bit more. But
he's a running back.
I know. But
they needed Jakobi Meyers.
They lost the game because they didn't use Bijan Robinson. Because it's like J.J. McCarthy, I think would have been in play, but the last 3 games that we've seen Baltimore, their defense against quarterbacks, it has shifted. So that's something to pay attention to if you want to, one of the tools we provide for the Foot Clan is our Stream Finder. It really helps you identify these guys who kind of stand out, and you can look. I would suggest filtering not just by the whole season right now. You want to see how teams are swinging, and the Baltimore Ravens are. It looks like the swagger is coming back against quarterbacks for fantasy purposes.
Did you see J.J. McCarthy's ridiculous stat line situation? The mirror for his 2 wins?
No, I did not.
So he was 13 for 143 and 2 with a pick in his first victory against Chicago.
Okay.
This week he was 14 for 143 and 2 with a pick. Both of his wins, identical stat lines. I'm throwing Marcus Mariota out there. He finds a way to just be okay most often just by running the football.
Hey, Marcus, you're okay.
Hey, as a backup, that's a pretty good thing to say. Averaging about 30 rushing yards a game. They run these like quarterback draws with him. If you can break loose on one of those, big over-under. Maybe a lot of garbage time with Detroit. Lions 23rd against fantasy quarterbacks since week 3.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not the end of the world there.
Mariota's the type that can find his way into the top 10 on any given week. He's done it a lot.
Would you play him or Penix? Because I think that's a tough one.
I would play Penix. I think I like that it's a dome environment. I guess both are in a dome. No. The Mariota's at home this week. I think Mariota's at home against Detroit. I like what I saw from Penix last week.
The suggestion was going to be C.J. Stroud at home against Jacksonville, but we don't know about his concussion.
All right. One more reminder, footclangiveaway.com for that signed James Cook jersey. The community is at jointhefoot.com. Appreciate all of you supporting the podcast, the Ultimate Dashboard, bonus weekly episodes. A trade analyzer tool is going to release very soon in beta, because I mean real soon. I'm talking soon.
Like I got a stopwatch going.
Yeah, that's how soon. It'll be out before Jason's mustache is back.
Aw.
That's for sure.
Not soon enough.
That's for sure. All right, that'll do it for today's episode of the podcast. Maybe we'll have some more trade news for you tomorrow.
Oh, I got to block myself behind the microphone more. I didn't think about that. Just talk like this.
Yeah, you look great now. Take care, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Join our fantasy football community on jointhefoot.com and follow us on Twitter @TheFFBallers.